Hey, I'm Coach Stephen Arnold. Thanks for clicking through for my leaner legs and firmer glutes training. So leaner legs, firmer glutes, something that we deal with a lot with our female clients, obviously a big issue for a lot of people. But the first thing that we need to understand when we're looking at this is to understand that being female, you're always going to hold a little bit more fat in your lower extremities. And for males, we're going to hold it more around our core. So the more testosterone you have in your body, the more you're going to have fat retention around your midsection. So think boys and beer bellies. And then the higher your estrogen is, the more you're going to hold fat in your extremities, glutes, hammies, and quads. So think girls. And that's just the way it goes. So when girls come to me and they're saying, oh, I want leaner legs, I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it. You do want to have leaner legs. But let's just remember that you are female, and having a bit of extra fat retention in those areas is quite natural. That's the way that it's always going to be. We can definitely get results there. We can definitely make them look better. But let's just have some realistic expectations and understand that being female just naturally means that you can have higher estrogen levels and that you are going to have higher fat retention in your glutes, hammies, and quads. But today, we're going to go through the 4-phase system that we use, and it's very simple. We use this system, we just modify it slightly for everybody. We use this 4-phase system for all of our clients, and through this system, we've coached clients to 21 international titles in natural sports and fitness modeling. We've coached Miss Galaxy, and we've coached thousands of clients to better bodies, better physiques. And as a result of that, as a result of getting leaner legs, as a result of getting to your physique goals, you're also going to experience things like better sleep, better energy, better mood regulation, better performance at work, more confidence. Everything in your life is going to benefit once we get your health and nutrition sorted and we start getting you looking and feeling the way that you want and the way that you deserve. So let's get into the training. Let's go through these 4 points, and at each point I'm just going to give you a short explanation, and I'm going to give you one thing you can take away and start actioning today. So you're going to have 4 points on each one of these areas. You can start walking away today and start putting it into your life and start getting results. Nice, easy wins with a little brief explanation of why we do it. I'm not going to get too sciencey and too in-depth, but I'm just going to give you some stuff that you can take away and start using today. So let's get into it. As you can see from my whiteboard here, I'm a world-class coach, but I'm definitely not a world-class artist. So you just have to bear with me with my writing here. This is my whiteboard. This is how I like to educate people and help people and support people. I like to do little videos and write on a whiteboard. So the first thing that we do, and this is the thing that no one ever talks about, no coach, I'll never hear any coach doing this. And this is what people go wrong because they jump straight into number 2. And you can have the world's best nutrition and training, but if you haven't got point 1 locked down, then it's all over, because this is what's going to hold you back. It's identifying what your biggest hurdle is. What is your biggest problem? What's your biggest limit to you moving forward with the results that you want? And the things that we see here in number 1, we're talking about nighttime cravings, emotional eating. We're talking about motivation. We're talking about digestive issues. What is it that's holding you back right now? Is it lack of planning, lack of time? These things can hold people back the most. And then unless we get this sorted, then you're never gonna, it doesn't matter how good your training and nutrition is, because this is gonna hold you back. So we wanna identify what is the thing that's holding you back most of all right now. And although I can't give you that answer, I'm gonna show you how you can do that. And it's difficult because we need to kind of remove our ego. We need to step away, step out of the equation that we're in, the situation that we're in, and take a look down. Have a look at what's going on. What can you see that's happening every day or every week that's holding you back? What's the biggest problem for you right now? And we need to identify that. Is it that you just crave food at night? You're just so hungry? Is it that you just eat when you're emotional? Is it that you eat when you're sad? Is it you just don't have time to plan? A lack of motivation? Let's identify what that is first of all. You need to identify what that is by taking a step back and having a look at the equation as a whole. What is going on? And it's very hard to do this, a bit of self-awareness. But that is the first point. And once you've identified that, then you can start going around fixing that and making that better. So then we can move into the later stages. So although I can't tell you exactly what it is that's wrong with you right now, or not what's wrong with you, what's holding you back, what I can do is make you aware that this is what we need to do first. You can then identify it, and then you can go about trying to fix it. If you need me to help you, just reach out at any point and I will help you fix once you've identified what number 1 is. Number 2 is training and nutrition. Yeah, everyone talks about this, but what no one talks about, and the right way to go about training and nutrition is having training and nutrition that's designed for you. Like, I can write the world's best training program and the world's best diet plan, but if it doesn't suit you, if you can't stick to it, if you don't enjoy it, then it's never going to work. It might get you results short term, but it's not going to work for you long term. I think this is one thing that a lot of people, when they're failing, before they come into our program, they'll say that they're trying to follow a diet plan or a training program that they've seen somebody else following. Some world-class athletes that said just train like this or eat like this, but that doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So stop trying to follow programs that are made for other people and design your own. Design a nutrition plan that you're happy with. If you can only eat 3 times a day, then make a meal plan that's 3 times a day. Don't try to follow a 6 meal plan a day plan, because you're not going to stick to it. And even if you do, you're not going to enjoy it. And make training enjoyable as well. You don't have to go to the gym. Obviously, it's preferable. We get to build a bit of muscle or retain a bit of muscle. But if you like walking or running or playing netball, then go and do those things. Make it enjoyable for you. Sit down and include some of the meals or some of the foods that you like as well. You don't need to eat chicken and broccoli to lose weight. Make sure the foods that you enjoy are included in your meal plan. And that might be, you might have a bit of chocolate in the last meal of the day, as long as you're accounting for it. You might decide that you want to have 2 or 3 meals a day a week where you go out. Whatever it is, include them in. And what we can do, just on the most basic level, is at the end of the week, have you got the result? Have you lost the weight that you want? Yes or no? If the answer is no, then make a little tweak. Next week, have I lost weight? Yes or no? No. Okay, make another little tweak until you get to that nice position where you're enjoying the process, you're doing the stuff that you enjoy, and you're getting results. So please don't think that getting leaner legs and working towards your health and fitness goals is about suffering and sacrifice. It's not. It's about making the process enjoyable for you. So design a training plan or a training regime and a nutrition program that you like and that you can enjoy. The next one is health. And this is the massive one. This is where I really come into my own. I'm a specialist at health. And when we talk about health, what we mean is sleep, stress, and digestion. So these 3 things can massively impact this and this. If you're not sleeping correctly, if you have impaired sleep, it's going to affect nighttime cravings. It's going to affect portion control. It's going to affect emotional eating as well. If you're tired, you're not going to be able to train as well. The amount of calories that you require is going to increase. It will impair your satiety and hunger hormones, affect them, and that's going to affect the way that you eat as well. If your stress is high, and to be honest, if you're living in the Western world, the chances are you are in a state of elevated stress. As society has evolved, human physiology hasn't been able to keep up. And as a result of that, we are all in a state of elevated stress. So let's focus on health. Think of your health. How are you sleeping? How is your stress? How is your digestion? If your sleep is poor and not very good and you think it could be better, then just prepare for sleep. Like you prepare for the gym, you warm up. Just go to sleep by warming down. And what we say to people is get a journal, get a notepad, and just write down everything that has to be done the next day so that your head is empty. We don't want you to be having stuff running through your head during the night. It's going to prevent you from getting into the deep sleep waves that we want and the REM sleep waves that we want. So eliminate everything from your head, write it all down onto a piece of paper, then just spend a couple minutes doing some deep breathing exercises. And what we mean by this is just put your hand on your chest, your hand on your belly, and breathe in deep for 4 seconds. And breathe out for 4 seconds, making sure that your belly moves before your chest. We want to make sure that we're deep breathing, not shallow breathing. And by doing this for 3 to 5 minutes, it's going to switch you straight into your parasympathetic nervous system, which is where you can relax and get some deep quality sleep. If your stress is high, again, we're all in a state of elevated stress. The deep breathing exercises are fantastic for sleep and stress management, so incorporate those. Incorporate a walk around the lake or a walk around the block. Walking out in nature is probably the best way to reduce stress levels. So that's an activity that we get all of our clients to do. And with digestion, if you have digestive issues, try to record down when you get discomfort or pain and keep a track of that for 3 or 4 days. And what you can do then is track back to what's causing the issue. Is it every time you eat rice you have issues? Is it every time you have red meat it causes you issues? Is it every time you eat carbohydrates or every time you eat fruit? You'll start picking a pattern. So keep a digestive log, and then you can keep a pattern of what's causing you problems. So that's something you can do for digestion as well. And the last one is knowledge and balance, because we don't want you just to follow a training plan and nutrition plan and do things that you know work, because at some point they're going to stop working. And at some point, your life and your circumstances are going to change, and you can't do what used to work. So we want you to understand why it's working. Why is this working? Why am I getting results right now? How can I continue to do this when things change? And also, make sure that you're doing it with good balance in your life as well. We want you to be able to do this for a long period of time, and that doesn't mean that you're being 100% compliant to everything consistently, because at some point you're not going to be able to do that, and it's going to throw you off. And this is something that we see happen very often as well. People will come in, they'll design all this out, they'll start moving towards their goal, and then after like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they'll get ill, they get an injury, or they have to go to work, they have to work more hours, or their daughter wants to take them to ballet classes, and they have to start missing the gym. And then they think, oh wow, I can't do it, I failed. This is too hard, I can't do it all. This is too hard for me. Health and fitness is too hard, I'm going to give up. But the reality is, it isn't. It's just one step backwards. After all those steps forward that you've took for all those weeks, you miss one day, you miss one meal, so you haven't ruined everything. So you need to create a system that has balance. Include social events, include date night, include meals out that you enjoy, include social occasions with your family and friends. If you can include this in your system, then you're going to be able to stick to it longer, and you're going to get better results. So make sure that you understand what you're doing and why you're doing it, and create a balanced system, a balanced structure, a balanced routine that includes everything. At the end of the day, health and weight management is easy once you know why and once you know how, and it should never be the result of suffering and sacrifice. If you're getting results, but you feel like you're suffering and sacrificing things, then you're not doing it in the right way. You're not doing it in a sustainable way. So make sure that your health and your weight management comes in a well-balanced, enjoyable, well-rounded approach that you can stick to long-term. Something that we ask our clients every single week is, hey, how did the last week go? Can you see yourself living the next 6 months, 12 months, 3 years, the same as you did the last 7 days? If the answer is yes, then we're doing things right. If the answer is no, then we're doing something wrong and we need to make a change. All right, guys, that is the training. Very brief rundown of the 4 phases that we use. You can start taking things away and implementing them right now. But if you do want to fast track things, and you want me to help you build this system out for yourself, then I'm actually inviting you to a personal one-on-one call. We do have limited spots available. Obviously, there's only so many hours I can work in a week. But there is a call link below. So just click that link, book a call with me. You'll get asked a few questions. If I think you're the right fit, and your application process is successful, then I'll call you at the time that you've booked. We'll strategize out, put this into a bit more detail for yourself, and we can start fast tracking the results that you get on a one-on-one basis. So thank you once again. Thanks for your time. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Coach Stephen Arnold, and I hope to speak to you soon.